All right. Welcome back. This is In Good Company. And thank goodness I'm in good company because we have Miss Donna Boston here today. For you all that are just joining us, this is actually, we've been doing this for probably a couple months now, and we finally came up with a name, and I decided it was going to be In Good Company. Actually, Claire, was it Claire or Michael that came up with this? It was Claire. And so the whole premise behind this is sharing the blessings of relationships that I've been in and have ongoing, and how they've impacted not only my life, but how they impact their lives around them. And the power of relationships is a real thing. It's a currency of business and currency of, I think, currency of life. So I like to surround myself with great people. And I would, unless I'm mistaken, I'd say Ms. Donna Boston is a great person. She's an account executive for Cinch Home Services. She's a mother of two. She's one of our affiliate vendors here at Keller Williams Louisville. And I can't say I've done a lot of home warranties. I think I've got at least one under the belt, but I'm not in production like some of my agents. So thank you for coming. How are you doing today?
Doing very well. Thank you, Jimmy.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to point out the obvious. Her accent is not from Southern Indiana. It's actually from Lancashire, England, where she was born and raised. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. I moved away from England when I was 29. I moved to Dubai in the Middle East. I spent 7 years there before I moved to Florida in 2006. And I was a young snowbird for about 6 years.
A young snowbird. Yes. So you retired in Florida for 6 years? And then now you're working again?
So until my kids actually had to go to school in one place.
Okay.
So we stayed in Kentucky.
Okay. How did you, all right. So let's walk us through the thought pattern from England to Dubai to Florida to Kentucky.
Oh my goodness. So I was working for Emirates Airline.
Okay.
So I was
stewardess.
I was a flight attendant.
Flight attendant. Sorry. You're not allowed to say stewardess.
Oh, you can say whatever you like. I don't mind. But I was, so I was a stewardess, but then a training officer. For grooming standards. So I wrote the grooming standards manual with 3 other colleagues.
All right, time out. Grooming standards, because here in America, when we think of grooming, you're going to teach them how to brush their teeth, cut their hair, eyebrows. It was kind of very, very strict, extremely strict. Very invasive? Okay.
Yes.
So, and which also include like how you wear your uniform and stuff like
Correct.
that. All right.
We had to go to the uniform facility where they would try on the uniform. We would tell them exactly where they would have to have the hemline and their cuffs, and just everything had to be precise.
All right.
Down to the scrunchie, the color of the nail polish, the lipstick, like everything had to be precise and
interesting.
Yes. So I was. We had terrible names. There was 4 of us in the company, and nobody liked us.
Yeah, you're the officer in charge of the grooming standard.
Yes.
Understood.
But so then after that, moved over to America, and I was a mom for obviously a stay-at-home mom for a while.
And this is in Florida
and Kentucky.
Okay.
So I got my real estate license in 2014.
In Florida or Kentucky?
In Kentucky.
Okay.
So I practiced real estate until I left Kentucky for a short amount of time, from end of 2016 till 2019. I came back to Louisville. And
so you weren't in Louisville previously?
No, I was in Lexington.
Okay, right.
And so I did real estate for a short while, and then I was approached by Cinch. And so I've been with Cinch since March, right before COVID hit.
Okay.
I joined, and I've been with them ever since.
Now, I can only imagine selling home warranties in the climate of our market over the last 3 to 4 years has not been easy.
Yeah. So it's been a crazy ride, but it's been super enjoyable. I'm a very much a people person anyway. So it's all about relationships, like you say.
Yeah.
And having been in real estate, we're of a certain breed, aren't we? I mean, we have to be.
Bad shit crazy.
Right. But we love being around other people, other realtors. And what I noticed was, I love going to the sales meetings.
Right.
And then when they all stopped, it was like, gosh, our wings were clipped. We were staying at home, and things were just so different. You'd go into these offices, nobody's there. It's like the desert. Like, what is going on?
Right.
And then when everybody was free to get back into the offices, and where were they?
Right.
I mean, even now it's slowly but surely people are coming back.
Yeah. I remember one of our first, it was probably actually our first Friendsgiving that we had after COVID. You bought the turkey, I think. Or
That's
the ham.
right.
Yeah.
I brought the turkey.
I mean, and I remember, I remember looking around going, man, a year ago, this would have never happened. I mean, we probably had 60 people in here with two tables and potluck and the whole thing. Yeah.
It was awesome. That was really, really a cool event.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we just thrive in that kind of an atmosphere. And that's where you learn everything is from each other. And,
Right.
you know, so for me, being in this position, I thrive in this industry. So, but yeah, home warranties, I used to sell the Centro warranty back when it was HMS.
Oh yeah. So what, so I, you know, obviously we're in sales, we've got sales metrics, there's things you're supposed to do. How are you measured, graded by your organization? Cause I almost, and again, another industry that I don't see, but I'm like, are you like a pharmaceutical sales rep where you're just calling on agents and hopefully they use your product? Cause you know, well, I guess it's the same for me, right? I'm not convincing you to buy a house. I'm just being there when you're ready to buy or sell a house.
Yeah, I think for real estate agents, they have to know that their rep's going to be responsive. So for me, it's just a case of being available, being present, you know, in the area. Like for here, Louisville is my main. In Kentucky, Louisville and Lexington are, I guess, the largest markets. Obviously, I'm in Ohio. I'm in Southern Indiana.
Cincinnati, like the Cincinnati
area, yes. Predominantly Cincinnati, but up as far as like Dayton and Springfield. But just being present and just creating the most amount of business in each marketplace really is how we're graded.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing well, the business is doing well, you know, the most amount of warranties you can bring in, the better it is for the company, obviously. Do
you track your numbers personally, or does your organization kind of say, hey, here's what you're doing, here's what you need to hit, here's what you're making per file? Okay.
Yeah, we're given goals. And then obviously we track them individually as well. We want to meet our goals.
Right. Let's go back to the airlines.
Yes.
I find this to be for one, just that service industry, I think would be so much fun. I enjoy flying and I enjoy my interactions with flight attendants. Is, you know, obviously their goal is to keep you as happy as possible from point A to point B. How was it flying for the Emirates? And that's just I mean, those are some long flights.
Oh yeah. I loved working for Emirates.
Yeah.
But you know, you're working through the night, long hours, and just you're working with people from all over the planet, right? I mean, it was an amazing career. It's one that I'm so glad that I did, because prior to that, I was working in England, just
doing what in England?
Just domestic flights.
Okay.
Occasionally to the Mediterranean, you know, but not many layovers.
Yeah, that's like a 3-hour flight, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of, you know, turnarounds. But, you know, once I was established in with Emirates, I was going to Australia and the, you know, Middle East, Asia, and just all these far off places that I would never normally go to and visit and stay for any long period of time. So it was very interesting.
As somebody that's never, I just got back from my first, what's the word? International? I guess it's international. I flew to Mexico, right? I went to Cancun.
Yeah.
It's the first time my wife and I have ever been out of the country. My wife's been on a cruise, but never been out of the country. Where is, now knowing Americans, where is the place that an American needs to go that they may not have on their radar?
I would say Italy. I love Italy.
Yeah, my son keeps telling me he wants to go to Italy. I'm like, what?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What part of the year do you go?
I would say the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have seasons.
Yeah.
You don't want to go when it's cold.
Right. It's not even in the Mediterranean, they're seasonal as well, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So when is summer in Italy?
July, August.
Same as us. Okay.
Same. Yeah, Italy is gorgeous.
All right. So I find your accent to be amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I'm a historian at heart, and what is the biggest difference between England and the United States?
As far as
I don't know. You tell me. My only observation is y'all speak different and have some really cool sayings like Bob's your uncle. But, we go on holiday.
the difference, I would say, with
Take a lift.
I would say our sense of humor is different. As far as I guess we take me personally when I was worried about this conversation.
Right. Because you thought I was going to bring up being from England.
Well, I don't know. I think Americans can be very very confident people as on the whole. I think.
Okay.
I'm not. I think as a Brit, we tend to pull ourselves down more. We take the mick out of each other. Like
the what out of each other?
Take the mick. We call it take the mick.
That's okay. All right.
We pull ourselves down more.
Okay. Take the mick out.
More brutal.
Okay.
On the whole.
Yeah. More humble.
But yeah, we can be,
Yeah.
just not.
Well, you all have been around a lot longer than we have. You think about that, how long has Great Britain, England been around compared to the United States?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're your stepchildren. So I've got a friend my friend Phil, and every 4th of July, I usually send him a message and he gives me crap. So it's always fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk more about business. What does your day look like in terms of being an account manager for a home warranty company?
So I'm usually on the road.
Okay.
So you usually find me anywhere from, Ohio, Tennessee, Louisville, Lexington. I'm always on the road. Most of my phone calls are from the car, hands-free, of course.
Hands-free, please.
Yep. In meetings, office meetings, I'm a full-time caterer. I'm always taking food wherever I go. I'm a feeder. I love to feed.
I finally realized that my love language is feeding people.
Yeah, I do. I love feeding people. I love it. And people love being fed, right? I mean, so
just not when you're in the middle of a fast.
Right. Bless you. But yeah, so I'm usually presenting. I do CE classes as well as sales meetings. So regular.
Where do you teach CE at?
Usually in Ohio at the moment.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy teaching those classes.
Do you have a teaching background of any kind?
So at Emirates, I was a training officer.
Right.
So I it's really bizarre because, I used to be really scared to stand up and speak in front of people years ago. But now it's like second nature. I'll stand up and I don't even worry about what I'm going to say. I ad-lib most things. I do have prepared PowerPoint presentations that I follow, but I've been in the job so long that I feel like, it's very rare that I get asked a question that I don't know the answer to, but I'm one of those people that I actually enjoy that because I want to get back to them with the answer and I always follow up, which is always, it's fun.
So why this field? Obviously it allows you to fill up your bucket of being in a relationship with people, but there's a million other sales jobs you could do probably.
Well, it keeps me in real estate.
Okay.
And I love real estate.
Well, let's get your real estate license back out.
It's in escrow.
Can you do both?
No, it's actually, it's a conflict. So no.
With your company, not like in the world of real estate compliance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a conflict.
You just won't tell them. Can you put an alias in? Just let them know you hired an assistant, Donna Dawson. Donna Dawson's my assistant.
There we go.
You would make a great real estate professional. Well, you are a real estate professional. Sorry, a realtor.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. What? Let's talk about this. All right. So one of the things I always like to talk about is what brings people purpose, what brings them peace, and then what brings them profit. And profit could be, we could talk business, we can talk personal metrics, personal, professional, financial, but profit is just a kind of a buzzword for how do you win the day. So which one do you want to start with?
Okay. So purpose.
What brings you, why are you on this earth?
Why are we on this earth? Family. Family for me is purpose, my family, number one.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I just think that at the end of the day, what matters the most to me is just being mom. I think that was what I was created to be was
mom,
a really good mom.
Mom.
I'm a mom.
How many, so you have 2 kids?
Yeah.
What are their ages? Oh, sorry, I'm not going to ask you that. Identify your 2 children.
I will identify my 2 children. I have a daughter. She's 19. Her name's Bo.
Bo?
Bo.
Bo.
Bo Renee.
Bo Renee.
Yeah.
Is Bo short for anything else?
No, she was named after Bo Derek, believe it or not. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's just B-O.
Okay.
And my son is Wyatt, and he's 16.
Okay. So we said purpose, what brings you peace? What makes you happy? The worst day in the world, and you get to do whatever you want to do for the next 24 hours. What are you going to do?
Peace. Go for long walks.
For 24 hours?
No, for 24 hours. I think just being outside in nature, I love to get outside. Just walking in nature brings me peace.
Yep.
Exercise, any form of exercise, whether it be going to the gym or just, swimming or, golf, just being out with.
You play golf?
Huh?
You play golf?
Not very well.
Okay.
But I'll try it.
Yeah.
But just being outside in nature brings me peace. Yoga.
I'm not, it's kind of a cart. I'm not flexible enough for yoga. I'm not flexible probably because I don't do yoga. I don't know which one's got to come first. It's a tough, yoga's
really peace.
Really intense.
It does bring you a lot of peace. But, just meditation, deep breathing, and just anything where it gets you out of your own thoughts. And because stress is a killer.
It is.
And it can really.
We just got, I was telling you about the vacation or the getaway that we had. And for the first time, I took my phone and just put it away.
Yeah.
I checked it in the morning and I locked it up in the safe and I didn't think about it. And, it was so much of a different experience. It blows. If you can ever do that, it just changes everything about your outlook for the time that you're there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Vacations are just,
Put
that
your feet
would
in
bring
your
peace.
Yeah. Well, it's
a good one. As long as it's not crazy.
A holiday.
Disney World running around going nuts.
No, you know what though? I will say this. Disney is a job. My wife killed it when we went. She did the passes and got up at 6:00 and got everything booked. But once we got there with the kids, and my kids are at the perfect age.
Yeah.
And there's a million things you can do other than Disney, but for them and for me as a parent to see them enjoy that at the level in which they did, I was just like, this is
how old are
it's a magical kingdom.
Oh, it really is.
At the time that we went to Disney, we were in 6th grade, 4th grade, and 1st grade. So
perfect.
Yeah, I didn't have to carry anybody. They were just excited enough that they kept going.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What is your favorite vacation?
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Food, culture, what?
The food was incredible. Just the views, just the incredible architecture, and just it sounds really crazy, but just different air. It's just the fresh air, just the beautiful scenery, and it's peaceful, the way of life. It's not stressful. It's
amazing how the Industrial Revolution stopped in England. It probably didn't, but in my mind, England and the United States were all Industrial Revolution, but the Mediterranean, Italy, it's they just stopped. They're no, we're not going to do that.
Right. Yeah. It's just, very chilled.
Yep. All right. Profit. How do you calculate whether you're winning or losing? And you can do business, personal, professional, whatever you want to do.
I think if you're happy at the end of the day,
well, happy doesn't pay the bills.
Obviously, if you're making money for sure, but not coming down to the nuts and bolts of money, but if you're winning in every way, if you've got money in the bank, you've got food on the table, you're paying your bills, your kids are happy, you're happy, there's no stress, you're not in debt, you've got your debts paid.
Yep.
Right? What more do you need?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
I love it. As a parent, so let's talk about being a parent. As a parent, I know all these things. I've experienced them. I've seen them. I've shunned them. I've experienced them again. I don't have my mother with me anymore, but I can name 10 things that she has given me that I didn't realize at the time, and now I do. Yeah. How do you cope with that as a parent? I'm trying to make you the best adult possible. Just listen to me.
Yeah. As parenting, it's really tough. I think growing up, for me, my mom basically raised us. My dad was away. He was a fisherman.
Okay.
Hardcore fisherman. He'd be home for a week, gone for 2.
Like a bass fisherman or like a commercial fisherman?
Well, he was the skipper of a trawler boat, so he was out in the North Sea,
really?
the greatest catch kind of guy. That's like,
like perfect storm.
Perfect storm. Yeah.
Oh man,
he was hardcore. Yeah, he died at 53. Actually, no, he was 51.
Oh,
yeah, 51. He was very young. Not doing his job.
Right.
He died of cancer, unfortunately. But it was a tough job.
Right.
And he left her to do all of the child raising.
Right.
But she was extremely strict. And, you get a lot of things from your parents, but there was things that I said I didn't want to be like,
Yeah.
And so it's hard. You never know whether you're doing the right thing. 'Cause, as a mom, you or dad, there's no handbook when you're rearing kids, right?
Yeah.
You try and do the best you can with what you have. And I think, as long as you're doing your very best, that's all you can do, isn't it?
You be the best version of yourself. Well, and I go back to my time as a teacher. Like, you're hoping that one kid gets something today. Like, you know exactly what you want to teach, but at the end of the day, if somebody gets something at some point, like you won, and it might be 2 or 3 years later when they come back to you and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Smith, you remember this?" And I'm like, "No, I really don't, but I'm glad you did," because it's always fun, and it's some of that delayed gratification. And I think that goes to into sales as well, as being like a servant leader, or we're here for service. Like, I honestly, a lot of times don't think of myself as a salesperson. I'm here to serve people that want to buy or sell a house. And if I do that well, they're going to keep coming back.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Just do your very best. That's really all you can do. And your personality.
Don't be a stick in the mud.
Personality. And I think that really helps in this job with selling real estate,
All right. Anything else we haven't hit on? We're getting close to about that time to wrap up, but what else about Donna Boston do we need to know?
About me or Cinch?
Either one. This is an open opportunity to say whatever the heck you want.
Well, I guess we'll talk a little bit about the home warranty.
Yeah.
So we're going into, obviously we've gone through the whole COVID where warranties took a back seat, took a beating. Yeah, they did.
Warranties and repair requests and appraisals all went away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now we're starting to see homes sitting for longer.
Right.
Obviously, they're going to need to be protected. So we're starting to see now more sellers having warranties in place. And so I think that educating realtors now, especially the new ones, that they didn't know that was the case years ago, that listings always had warranties in place. So I think that now is a great time to start educating.
I'm seeing more listings put a warranty on their home as a kind of a differentiator, where in the past we just asked the seller to put one on. Yeah. So are you seeing that more, or is that just anecdotal?
So again, it's, coming into the winter time, if their HVAC goes out and,
you're under contract and
who wants to pay, upwards of 10 grand to replace that and just hand it off to a buyer?
Yeah. Well, think about it right now. You're going to put your house on the market. Your HVAC, your heater might not even be on. And then 3 weeks from now, the inspector comes on, we hit a code spell, and you find out that you have to replace the whole thing. It'd been better to have it under warranty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And so with a warranty, they don't pay for it. The seller doesn't pay for it until they close.
Right.
So it's a no-brainer. They can advertise the home. It's added jewelry, right, on the home. And so it gives them peace of mind. The buyer gets it then for a whole year after closing. So then the buyer's covered. They're happy, gives them peace of mind. And obviously for the real estate agent, they've got that coverage if anything was to happen. Nobody wants to have any kind of litigation afterwards, because there's a lot of that right after COVID. There's a lot of buyers that were suing sellers, for things that were breaking down right after closing.
Yeah, but do you remember you waived repairs? Yeah.
Right.
No, exactly.
We don't want that.
Right.
So, and again, it's signing waivers. You got to get them to sign those waivers and all of the brochures. So,
I love the way that the insurance industry, the home insurance industry pivoted through this, and now you're emerging as a differentiator for sellers, and as we're seeing more sellers come on the market, versus before it was that, like I said, the buyer's asking for concessions, but now the seller's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and insure this so that when you take it over, you're gonna have a insured product."
Yeah,
that's a great. I love the pivot, because I didn't see, and you may have been in it longer. I didn't see that happening, in 2008, 2010. I didn't see sellers offering a warranty, and I don't think the warranty companies were offering them where you could pay it at closing either.
Yeah. So this has been around for a while with with us specifically, but it's always been seller can put it in place, transfer to the buyer for a whole year, and everybody's covered across the board. It just makes so much sense. It gives. I'm gonna
throw a tricky one at you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a seller.
Yes.
I hire you for a warranty, a listing warranty, basically a listing warranty.
Yeah.
My HVAC breaks during the inspection. The buyer walks out, and I never sell my house.
The buyer walks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't sell your house.
Yeah, and the house never sells. What happens in that situation?
So you can cancel the warranty, or you can use the warranty.
Yep.
So,
but if they're not paying for it until closing, what happens there?
So you can either cancel it, or you can continue with it.
Okay. So you can cancel it, or you pay it,
or you pay for it.
Keep it in place for you. Cool.
You can keep it in place. Yeah.
That's good news. All right. Well, I enjoyed this. I know we didn't get straight into business. It wasn't just about cinch. It's a full look about being a good company and being in a relationship with great people and finding out what makes them tick. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I tried not to make you too uncomfortable.
No, it was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thanks, Donna.
Thanks.